Hi, everyone. Welcome back. And I am so excited to continue talking with our guests and our presenters and our sponsors for the wellness event at Casa Sur Hacienda on Saturday, July 31st. And today, I am so pleased to welcome Rosalba Bustillos. Thank you so much for coming today. And if you don't follow her already, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want to follow her, but then immediately after following her on Instagram, you're going to go, oh no, now I'm hungry. All I want are sweet treats and yummy delights. She is here today representing her business, Casita Colibrí Bakery, and we're going to talk all about that and your personal journey into baking, why this is so important, and how to bring some more awareness and also fun into the community. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first of all, I want to talk about what got you into baking. I'm looking at all your content and I'm like, this looks like really good and yummy, first of all, but I know there's always a story behind what draws someone into baking. What brought you into that?
Well, food is a love language for me. As my kids can attest that I'll even just watch them eat dinner before I even eat dinner because I really enjoy the time that I put into every single ingredient to create a dish to nourish my family. And so by extension, this bakery is just that. Casita Colibrí was born out of my experience with celiac disease, as well as a necessity and frustration, but also love for real food. And through this journey, I've learned that there is a great lack of celiac awareness and information about it. So it became a bit of a twofold. It was something that I wanted to create to showcase who I am in a greater field, but also utilize my platform to bring celiac awareness to initially was the Latino community, because that's in my family was very hard to understand what is celiac disease and how does this autoimmune disorder affect each individual who has it, and how to bring that into the home and share it with others.
That's awesome. I know that I've talked to a number of people at previous events at Casa Sur Hacienda and also this one that's coming up as well. And there is such an emphasis on bringing conversations that maybe we don't normally want to talk about right to the front and right to the surface. That, hey, we're encountering these things. We have to face these things honestly. And there's I know sometimes there's hesitation people have, like, oh, I don't want to say that, or I don't want to like have to do this, or people know or think this. If someone's hesitating, but maybe they're watching this and they're like, oh, I have celiac disease, or I know somebody in my family that I want to help them. What would you tell them to encourage them to come and learn more?
I think more so than anything is educating yourself about celiac disease and the impact that it does on a person's body. It's an autoimmune disorder that is affected by consuming gluten, which is wheat, rye, and barley. And when the body consumes wheat, it immediately impacts your small intestine and the little villi that are there. And so as it begins to take away and destroy that little villi, then there is a lack of nutrients that get the body absorbs vitamins, minerals, and then it also impacts your entire body. So it's a lot more impactful than people really think, other than how it was 10 years ago when I first got diagnosed. It was more of a fad. People were going gluten-free to lose weight. And it was a struggle to get good quality food going into restaurants because everyone thought, well, you just want a substitution. And no, it's a lot more quite dangerous, really, to consume gluten for someone who has celiac disease.
Yeah. And I know even locally here in San Diego, I know over that same time span, that last 10 years, there's been a significant rise in bakeries, coffee shops, restaurants, food service suppliers that are offering gluten-free options. Are you seeing that it is the amount that the community needs, or is there still a lot more work to be done?
There's still a lot more work to be done, but I'm seeing, as I'm growing within this bakery, larger communities of celiac disease building and growing to bring that awareness. There's national level, there's regional level, and there's local level. I just became a part of a local celiac disease group on Facebook. And so by extension, I was able to connect with them, and I found another bakery, which is really great in La Mesa, who is also offering gluten-free products. And so what people are doing now is going into those places that they normally frequent and letting them know, here I am. I love what you have, but can you accommodate this one, really important thing? Because I want to continue frequenting frequenting your restaurant,
Yeah.
your bakery, your coffee shop.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting, the timing of all this. I recently had went to visit my father for his 75th birthday, and right around the corner from the neighborhood they live is a gluten-free bakery that's a wholesale supplier to the restaurants and the coffee shops and the cafes in the town.
Oh, that's
And that's like, so it's like this little storefront. There's like a sign, but they don't serve the public, but their whole thing exists as to be a wholesale distributor for all these other places for exactly what you're talking about.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So I see things like that and I'm encouraged, and I see people like you and I meet people like you, and I'm encouraged because you're not the only person I know that's got that has to like go through daily thinking, okay, what can I have? What am I going to have to modify? How do I make sure I'm still healthy and I'm nutritionally sound, even though I have to work around some of these other things? But I also think it's so wholesome that you're doing like another step, which is beyond the self, is how can I help other people understand that you can still enjoy food, have a treat here and there, or maybe more often. Don't you go comment, my friends. I know you're in there. Andy eats more than one all the time. Where did that come from? What compelled you? Was there like a moment or a situation or just a day in the kitchen where you're like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm going to go help others.
Advocacy and stewardship to my community has been my background for many, many years. A long time ago, it felt like a lifetime ago, I served on the board of directors of the Neighborhood House Association. And that's where my local, regional, and national advocacy began. And so when I phased out of that, I wanted to still continue serving my community. And I did volunteer work in San Diego. When I decided to open up Casita Colibrí, I wanted to further use that platform for advocacy with celiac disease, but also still give back to my community. So recently I partnered up with Shariah's Closet and decided for that to be my exclusive nonprofit where proceeds of my bakery, 20% of every proceed of my bakery will go directly to Shariah's Closet, who is doing such incredible work in San Diego community, to our most vulnerable, and to serve so many people with dignity and pride.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of any better nonprofit to be able to partner up with and support and shed light to their work.
Yeah. So at the event on Saturday the 31st, what is it you'd like to tell people they're going to come and learn about? What questions are you hoping they come and ask? What are you going to be teaching on that day that people can experience and know that they can take home a game plan for themselves or a loved one who maybe they're caring for or caring with while they're undergoing this?
Well, first and foremost, there's a huge stigma with gluten-free food. And it's the other reason why it's multifaceted. The other reason why I started Casita Colibrí, because within my journey of trying to find gluten-free food, everything tasted like a wet sponge dragged in sand.
That's a great description.
It really is. It's gritty. It's dry. I remember being in Florida, eating a gluten-free burger. And as soon as I took a bite of the bread disintegrated.
It fell apart.
It just fell apart.
No way.
It was just
what a bummer.
And so that's how it's been over the years, is I just couldn't find good quality bread, pastries, and I'm a fiend for bread. And I love conchas, pan dulce es algo muy importante de mi comunidad. It's what we share in the morning, our cafecito con un panecito, or you invite friends over and you have that community building, whether in an office setting or at home, surrounded with bread. Yeah. And to have fresh, warm bread that's tasty, quality, spongy, flavorful, is very hard to come by. So I wanted to make that very accessible to as many people as possible. So the first thing I want the takeaway to be that day is for people to try my pastries and see it's not what those ingredients that you find in the stores, where it's dry, gritty, boring, sad.
Falling apart.
Falling apart. I want them to be surprised that, in fact, it can taste like the real thing. Yeah. The next thing I want folks to do once they get that dopamine hit of the sweet stuff is to ask questions about celiac disease and how they can be an ally as well, whether they know someone who has celiac disease or not. If they do ever get to meet somebody with celiac disease, is to learn about how their body is affected by it and how they can make those changes at home to adjust whenever they come to their home or visit them. I think one of the greatest things a person can do for someone with celiac disease is if you give them a gluten-free product, because we love that stuff. Yeah. We love to have it, but it's so hard to come by, or it's so expensive.
I think there's a couple things that I've noticed happen around the people with the people around me is when they first learn that they have to remove gluten, there's sadness or there's anger, or there's frustration. I love food.
Yes.
I love enjoying food. I love food as a part of being together and breaking bread with one another and sharing stories and having time and building memories together. And then, well, wait a minute. I've got to like reorient my life around what I can and can't have. I got to be asking all the time, or I have to learn how to make it. And now it sounds like extra work. So it becomes this like real emotional hurdle for people.
Right.
I am very hopeful that anyone who's watching this in advance of the 31st goes, okay, something I've heard right now between the two of them is I need to go to this and learn, but also feel encouraged and empowered that it doesn't have to be that way. And I think that's what I hope for people is that it doesn't have to be the way it is. And it's easier for me to say that. I completely understand that. At the same time, though, the smile on your face and the way I know you're bringing joy to other people from what you're making is what I hope that other people can experience themselves by coming and trying the food.
Yes.
I'm selfishly kind of wondering what you're going to make. What are you making that day?
Well, a lot of the popular items lately have been a gluten-free s'mores cookie.
Oh my God. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
That looks
I think
so
you just
good.
saw that. And so I've been baking more s'mores cookies.
Oh.
So I make the marshmallow. It's a chocolate chip based with marshmallows, and it's hand torched with gluten-free graham crackers on top. So you get that nostalgic feel of those campfire days in the campground, or even in your backyard when you're a kid and you're just torching those marshmallows. So it's a very nostalgic feel, and soft, chewy, gooey. It's been wonderful, to have so many people get really excited over a cookie.
Yeah. Well, it means something to somebody. Like you're talking about it. It's a core memory from some point of your childhood. If you haven't ever had a s'more, then you definitely should come have one. If you have had one, you know what we're talking about. You already know, you're already, if you close your eyes, you're thinking of a time and you can smell it and taste it. I did see that. That's why I was kind of selfishly, sheepishly asking you, I was going to ask, hey, is there any way you might be bringing some s'mores?
Well, I don't live too far, so.
Well, the other thing too is, my family, we're bread lovers.
Yes.
So croissants, sourdough bread.
Yes.
Basically any type of bread. Okay. Let me be just completely candid. I saw you also have been making sourdough breads as well.
I have.
So, what can people learn about making that and also still being able to enjoy it?
Sourdough bread has been a new venture for me. It's one that I really want to tackle on. You could say I'm a little bit overly ambitious to tackle on sourdough. It's a very long process, as we all know with traditional sourdough. With gluten-free sourdough, it's a lot harder because gluten is predictable. When you're baking, you put your ingredients together, mix and go. Yeah. Whereas with gluten-free, it's a full process of mixing different types of flours and starches together. And with sourdough is the same. Adding on that component of a sourdough, you're looking at a bread that takes about 48 hours to make. Yeah. Versus just an overnight. So it's been quite a process. I'm tweaking a recipe, as a matter of fact, now. There's another blooper coming.
Yes. I love your bloopers.
With a sourdough bread that I made with poblano peppers and mozzarella cheese. Because I'm looking to go and provide for folks like you who love bread, a more savory line. Right? Because we all love the sweet, but we miss bread. Yeah. We miss just good old-fashioned bread. Yeah. That's why I started with conchas in my bakery, because conchas were just my favorite. It's one thing that I miss. Yeah. So I'm working on a savory line of doing, chorizo con Oaxaca. Bolillos, for example. And then yesterday the blooper would be will turn out to be a poblano with mozzarella cheese bread. However, my scale was set to the wrong unit of measurement. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the bread tasted great, but it did not come out aesthetically pleasing. I've done that on my own side. I did a jalapeno cheese bread once, and I had way too much. Actually used some of the jalapeno juice instead of all water. Oh, okay. I did part water and then part juice, and it just didn't work well. It actually killed the dough, and it was like a slab. I'm like, it doesn't look good, but it kind of has that taste still. Right. It's still really great, but that's not one I'm ready to put out to market just yet. Yeah. My goal is to have a savory line of bread and just traditional sandwich bread. Because that's the other thing, too, is just even just to have a nice sandwich and not having falling apart. Yeah.
And most people don't most people don't think about this at all, but I'm so glad that you're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
There are a handful of wonderful people that are coming on Saturday the 31st, and they are tackling all angles of health and wellness in 2026. I'm particularly excited about the food part. Okay. I know I should probably also be as equally excited about the exercise part, but I'm just telling you, I'm excited about the food part.
It is a balance while you're doing Zumba and you're eating a cinnamon roll, right?
You're eating a cinnamon roll, doing my next show. I'm gonna have to like run that one off with my dogs or something later, but I think I'll be doing enough walking and talking at Casita on the 31st, and maybe I can like justify having a couple extra sweet treats that day, especially for bringing those s'mores cookies. Those look so good.
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah. It's wholesome ingredients.
Yeah.
With no preservatives and no dyes.
Yeah.
So it's made fresh, baked by me in my home. So you'll see who I am.
Yeah.
And my love for my community. And I hope everyone gets to enjoy it.
I love this. Please tell everyone how they can follow you online.
So currently right now, I am on Instagram under Casita Colibrí _Bakery. And I have a website coming up. It's under construction. So hopefully by the end of the month, that'll become available.
It's on the rise for all you sourdough lovers. No, that's too easy on the bread jokes, Andy.
I'm coming.
Yeah, I want everyone to follow you online. You actually will also find a link to the event page to register if you aren't yet registered, but you're seeing this video. Please click on that link. Go see all of the sessions that are happening throughout the day. There's morning, afternoon, and evening sessions. We're talking about health for yourself. We're talking about health for your business, which all leads to being healthy in the community and being a healthy contributor to those that are around you in your life and in your business as well, which includes the wonderful food and treats that we enjoy eating. And I'm so excited to watch you teach everybody. And also, I'm selfishly excited to also eat what you're bringing and what you're making. So
looking forward.
Rosalba, thank you so much for being part of this whole thing. And I look forward to following more of your content and also sharing it out. We're a big baking and cooking family ourselves. And so when I meet other people like this off camera, I'm always excited. We're saving recipes on Instagram all the time. Oh, look at this one. And we have a whole like private family chat where we're sharing stuff with each other. So
hey, I'd be more than happy to share a few recipes.
You're going to get tossed in the mix there.
That's great.
I did not mean that pun. I actually did not mean it. Actually did not mean that one. Rosalba, thank you so much for coming in today. Everyone who is going to join us, so excited you are registered. Bring someone you love and care about to the event with you on Saturday, the 31st of January at Casita Hacienda. You can register in the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you all at the event. Bye.
Bye.